Hello, I'm Joe Walensky from Blink, meeting with some of the presenters who will be at ConveyUX in Seattle in February, and I'm meeting now with Ali Shah. How are you, Ali?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
And where are you talking to us from today?
Today I'm in London.
All right, well, if you're not familiar with Ali, he's currently working with Fjord, a global design organization, and over the years, Ali's worked with a variety of major brand clients. Ali, your presentation topic title is Anticipatory Services and Ambient Personalization. So that's quite a mouthful. Why don't you give us a little preview of what you're going to talk about?
Okay, so I'm largely talking about our relationship with, as I call it, kind of living services, which are services that are personalizing to our needs and very kind of anticipatory of what we're going to need, maybe even before we actually know what we need. And it's more than just sort of the design of these living services. It's really about the sort of invisible systems that empower them. And I'm really interested in looking at how these services they're personalizing to the way we're interacting with them and sort of shaping our behaviors through that interaction. And I'm really interested in understanding the implications for design. And I think the design of these living services, looking at it from a kind of user-centered design perspective, is much more about relationship design rather than maybe the traditional forms of interaction design or experience design. And I think there's a huge responsibility we have as designers. We need to consider really the emotional aspects of what it means to have a service personalized to us. And I think there's sort of that goes into the traditional notions of using maybe sort of form elements of design and really looking at the service as a whole and how people engage with it beyond just sort of the interface control settings and very much into those kind of human factors involved. I
Are there any particular skill areas or experiences in your work that have contributed toward uh, you know providing you with a richer ability to offer this design the kind of services that you're talking about?
Yeah, very much so. So I think my kind of passion and area of expertise from this really came from looking at large content systems, working with sort of big media organizations, looking at how people discovered content. And with one example, it was the fact that the audience couldn't actually find anything that they wanted to watch, so they started reducing what they were watching, and it wasn't necessarily that they couldn't find anything to watch. It was more the fact that they were uh, sorry, that it wasn't anything on that they wanted to watch. It was more the fact they couldn't find it. So it was looking at ways of using the sort of technology to surface and help with their discovery of things. And that kind of pushed me into the area of serendipity, where I started doing a lot of research and sort of projects around using kind of trying to manifest serendipity through kind of data-driven design to really make that kind of browsing and searching and discovery experience much better. And that then sort of grew into this sort of what became ambient personalization. And much like there's been a lot of talk around sort of by engaging with social media, people that connect with you become kind of ambiently intimate with you through the type of updates you do. I think there's a certain sort of ambient personalization through the interactions you do, how services can sort of pick up on those interactions and start personalizing things for you, from the very basic at the moment, say the Amazon recommendations. But I think that there's a lot of things going on that I've certainly been working with doing some personalized internet radio services that really push that much further into sort of looking at things that would be right for you and the context that are involved with what is right for you. And that drove me right further forwards into kind of the Google Now territory and that kind of anticipatory design of a system that can pick up on what your previous habits were, where you are now, and pull in different factors to really personalize something to you and anticipate what it is that you're going to need.
Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, thanks for taking the time to visit, and we'll see you in Seattle in February.
No problem. Pleasure.